everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I remember complaining a while back that I wanted to have a video outside in the nature, but the weather disappointed me. But luckily today the sun is out, it is summer, and it's gonna be out for the rest of the week, so I thought I would do something different. So today's video is going to be a bit lighter. I wanted to do something a bit more casual than what I usually do. So today's video is going to be a story time. Let me scooch a little closer so we can have a more personal touch. And it's gonna be my first time ever being in a movie. Yes, I have been in a movie. No, I've never done it before. No, I don't think I'll ever do it again. And you'll see why. Grab yourself a cup of tea, a glass of wine, your bowl of food, or whatever it is you're gonna do, and let's get to it. So I remember when I first ever even thought of acting, it was during COVID time. During COVID, like, I was really bored, okay? I was in the house, I had nothing to do, so I figured I will start auditioning. Why? I don't know. I was just doing random shit at the time. So yeah, it was literally just for the plot. It was an online audition, which made things a lot easier for me. So I literally just got the lines, shot the video, sent it, and I didn't even think about it again. So imagine my surprise when I get a call back and they're like, can you meet me on this and this day? So I did. And I pull up and I'm thinking it's gonna be like a long line of auditions or whatever. But it was like 3 people. The 3 of you are the ones who've been shortlisted for this role. And I was like, okay, I have never auditioned before. Am I actually gonna be in a fucking movie? Anyway, I didn't get it. But the fact that I was even shortlisted in the first place made me believe that, oh, you know what, I may actually be suited for this. So after that, I started going for auditions here and there. But the point of the auditions wasn't to get a role. It was to kind of just get myself in front of an audience. It was more of to introduce myself to the film industry. So after that, one day I was just going for another audition, and then I get a call back from one of these talent, I guess, what do you call them? Audition finders, I don't know, he's one of those guys. And it's someone who really, really believed in me for some reason, because I honestly I had the craziest, yes, I'm going to say it again, imposter syndrome when I was doing these things. So it was interesting for someone to actually believe in me, and the more he believed in me, the more he believed in myself. So that is how I ended up getting a role. I was like, okay, shit, here we go. It was my, I think, 3rd or 4th audition, and it had already translated into a movie. Insane. Okay, I had to make a few adjustments because of the light, but I think this is much, much better. Anyway, so when something feels like it's too good to be true, most of the time it is too good to be true. Usually when you're shooting for a movie, there's rehearsals and there's a lot to go through before you actually get to actual shooting. And considering I was a complete rookie, I needed rehearsals, but there were none, because I think it was a very rushed project. Maybe that's why they chose me in the first place. Just remember getting the role, and then first of all, it was so much back and forth, because it was oh, we're shooting the movie, then we're not shooting it, then we're shooting it. So I was just okay, at this point, let it happen. If it happened, fine. If it won't, fine. But I definitely was excited to be in a movie. I mean, it's a goddamn movie. Who doesn't want to be in one? Anyway, finally I get this call, and they tell me, oh, next week we're going to shoot the movie. No rehearsals, nothing. And they told me you need to be in town by, I think it was 5 in the morning, and you need to be at this stage by that time. Mimi, first of all, I don't see it how hivyo vizuri. When you tell me I need to be in town by 5, I'm just okay. So there I was, nimeamka, I am tired, I am groggy, I am just completely out of it. But I was able to get to town, and I get to the transport, and it was this hired matatu that was supposed to take us way out of town. I don't really remember where it was, but it was way out of town. I fika, and then I'm one of the first ones there. I'm don't me fucking give time. I mean, I was excited for this, but also where is everyone, bro? And then I'm just thinking of my warm bed and my warm room and all my dolls that I have just left sad and cold without me. Where is Ashley? Where is Ashley? that I have abandoned to be in this cold metallic matatu when there's no one even here. Oh, anyway, so I went to the back seat, I spread my legs, and I mean like horizontally, like I
swung his body to the side.
I decided to take a nap, the most uncomfortable nap of my life, but it was still a nap. So eventually I think people started coming to the van by like 7ish, 8ish, and then we left. Yo, we were on that road for a long time. I was asleep like the whole time. So then we get to the venue we were supposed to shoot the movie, and it was, I think, one of the cast's homes, I guess, like rural homes in Shago Kwao. So that's where we were staying. So I get to my room, and it was like this, I was sharing a bunk bed with like another babe. You know how like rural homes have like a compound and then like different houses. So I think we were put in like different houses. So the girls were on one side, the guys on the other side. I was just like thinking, oh my god, what am I actually doing here? I don't know any of these people. But I was like, you know what? I want to be in a movie. I've never done this before. I'm gonna keep pushing. So I kept pushing. We landed and we started shooting immediately. There was no rest. They had like a certain time frame and they had to shoot it within that time frame. No rest, nothing. We land like this. I am sleep deprived, I am hungry, we eat something, and then I'm dressed to start shooting. Your girl doesn't even know the lines properly. Oh my god. So my character was supposed to be this sort of, sorry to say, Kenyo lady. So walinivalisha maleso, kitambaa kwa kichwa, and then they gave me this hoe, like a panga, and they put dirt on my legs, and then they pushed me onto the shamba, and they were like, yeah, so you're supposed to run your lines nikiwa kwa shamba. I have never gardened in my life. I have, but not the kind of gardening you're thinking of. So me, I was completely out of my element. Do you know they had to do 15 takes? I have never been so embarrassed in my life. Because like, I don't think you understand. It's not just you in that scenario. It's the crew that's shooting the movie. Then there's all the people behind you who are just like watching. You're supposed to act like you don't see them. I mess up so many times. That was the trend that whole time. If I wasn't shooting, I was learning my lines. In between takes, I was learning my lines when they were doing other scenes that didn't have me. I was learning my lines before I slept when I was eating, because a girl had not rehearsed. Procrastination, which is something I still do to this day. When will I learn? I don't know. One time there was this scene where I had to cry, and I did the scene, and it was so bad that the director yelled cut, and there was just silence for like a good 15 seconds. No one even said. They just stood and stared at me, and I was just like, ndogo niwaambie wanipe vitunguu nipake kwa macho ndio nilie. Yo, I sucked so, like, I was violently bad. But it took like, again, another like 6 takes. I remember we needed the sunset because it was supposed to be like an evening shoot. Your girl isn't doing what she needs to do. So I was supporting the main character. The main character was incredible. She knew exactly what she's supposed to do. But the baby is also wasting tears, okay? So I had to pull it together this one time, and I finally got a shot, and we're like, done, let's go, let's keep moving. On top of me being in this foreign environment, me being so frustrated because like I have no idea what I'm doing, me getting proper roasted by the whole crew, like they didn't know I was a beginner. That wasn't even the most chaotic thing. So I had my laptop, my school laptop, and it had my final project for my final year. Yeah, that was very important, okay? They had gone to shoot another scene, so I was working on my project. And then I lost the laptop. I don't know where it had gone. I had lost the laptop, and I was looking for it when they had gone to shoot this other scene. So I literally break down because I'm like, oh my god, I'm panicking, okay? I am so stressed because of like all that's happening around me. I'm thinking, oh my god, I shouldn't even be here. I should have never done this in the first place. It's too much pressure. And then I've lost my school laptop that has the work that will determine whether I graduate or not. So me, I'm crying. And then when I'm crying, I'm coming to be told that there's a guy who's usually broken like his leg in half. And I'm thinking, what the hell? One of the characters was supposed to be riding on Andudi and it fell and it like broke his leg in half. So me, I'm crying because I lost my laptop and there's someone who has broken his leg in half. So you can imagine how the energy was. You know what? There's too much going on. I don't even know if I can do this anymore, literally. But I kept pushing and I just told myself I would never ever do another movie again after this. I just said I was done completely, never again. The last night, I remember we had this kind of campfire thing that was going on and we were sitting around with the rest of the cast and everyone was kind of just like talking about how it's been a passion of theirs. They've been doing it since they were kids. And in my head, I'm just like, yeah, mine was for the plot, man, and the first gig I ever got was for a movie, which I think is pretty good. Despite everything that had happened, I think that's pretty impressive. Everyone's giving these like inspirational stories of how they had to like be consistent and they did plays and they did this. And then I remember, oh, it's one shady little bitch, shady girl. She was like, you know, for some people, they have to really work hard to get to, you know, where they are in life. And then for some people, they don't even try hard and it just happens for them. Okay. It is true I did not try hard, but it was so fucking weird to me. And let me tell you, after that night, the next scenes that I shot, I made sure I gave my very best. Imposter syndrome was replaced with spite. So I was able to do everything I was supposed to do and I finally shot my last scenes. Honestly, afterwards I said I would consider it, but before I would ever do another movie again, I think I would have to be adequately prepared for it and it would have to be properly like planned. You understand? A lot of the reasons why I was not comfortable the first time was because it was a very rushed project and I just didn't feel like well prepared and well, you know, talked through and like trained for this. But it was actually really fun, come to think of it, and I had like a great time. And it's always about experiencing new things at the end of the day. So I would do it again, but I would definitely expect more preparation from the production, you understand? But either way, they gave me an opportunity that a lot of people wouldn't get, so I'll always be grateful for that, for sure. Today I still thank them for the whole experience, the bad and the good. So yeah, that is today's video. It was again very chill, very light. I didn't want to put too much, and it was to be fake deep me and give a lesson, because that's what I've been doing these days for my videos. I would say, don't ever assume that just because things are hard for other people, they'll be hard for you. Whenever you want to have like a new experience and try something new, people will always come and tell you, oh, it's so hard and they had to do this and this and this for them to even get this far. But just because their journey was a bit tumultuous, word of the day, that doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you. You kind of learn to take that approach with everything. It makes it easier, lessens the anxiety that comes with trying out new things. So yeah, I just wanted today's session to be us sitting out in the open, having a good conversation, sharing tea, and I think what we've done. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support this far. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.